St. Lucy Filippini, lover of children. Where did it all begin? We must go to the city of Corneto Tarquinia, Italy, about an hour outside of Rome. Lucy was born in this house, in this very room, on January 13, 1672, to Magdalena and Filippo Filippini, both of noble birth. She was the youngest of 5 children. Lucy was baptized in this cathedral by her uncle Michael the day she was born, because she was not well. Can you imagine? By 7 years old, both parents were dead, and she was raised by her aunt and uncle. She was a special child and would help the servants clean, although she didn't have to do this. Lucy loved Mary very much and would make altars and pick flowers. Here is the monastery of St. Benedict, where Lucy went to school. The pastor saw her love of God was so strong that he asked her to teach religion to the younger children. Even then, she was a great teacher, and she was only 12. Cardinal Marc Antonio Barbarigo met Lucy when she was 16 and realized that here was a gifted young woman who could not decide what she wanted to do with her life. Who was Cardinal Barbarigo? Born in Venice on March 6, 1640, of rich parents, Marc Antonio studied to be a lawyer and then decided to be a priest. Later, he was made a bishop, then a cardinal, receiving his red hat, and he became bishop of the town of Montefiascone. The cardinal suggested to Lucy that she go to the monastery of St. Clare in Montefiascone to pray about what she wanted to become. What was she thinking when she went through the city gates into the town of Montefiascone? Am I doing the right thing? What does God want from me? While at the monastery, she saw that the students were poor, so she gave them some of her beautiful clothes whenever it was their birthday or some special day. Lucy meets Rosa Venerini at the monastery, who suggested to her that she help found schools for young poor women. What should she do? This was a difficult decision, for she liked the peace and quiet of the cloister. She chooses to help Cardinal Barbarigo in his work of educating the poor women. The cardinal and Lucy believed that the woman was the heart of the family, and at that time, poor women were not educated. Many women liked what Lucy was doing and wanted to do that ministry. Cardinal Barbarigo thought she needed a special dress, so he designs one for her and her followers. And the religious teachers Filippini began in 1692. At 20, with the cardinal, Lucy founded schools in the Lake Bolsena area. They founded schools in Capodimonte, Marta, Valentano, Pianzano, just to name a few. Lucy didn't stop there. She would talk to women about God. As she entered one town, the women threw pebbles and told her to go away. Did that stop her? No. Her words changed their lives. 2 men climbed a roof to distract her. They were all set to do it, but made the mistake of listening. One became a priest, and the other went to work at the monastery. Great mistake, don't you think? When Cardinal Barbarigo died, Pope Clement XI asked Lucy to come to Rome. The first time she went, the noble women wondered, what could this countrywoman teach them? When she spoke, they could not get enough of her words. The young girls just loved her and would cry when she had to leave them, even for a while. It is in Rome that she becomes called the Holy Teacher. Lucy was a person who spread joy wherever she went. What was her secret? She prayed all day. How? By little simple prayers. Praise be Jesus, so dearly do I love you, my God. Every morning she prayed before the Eucharist. Her happiest day was her first communion. One day, communion was not going to be distributed, and she so wanted to receive Jesus that a piece of the host went from the priest into her mouth. We know this because the poor priest couldn't find the missing piece, and she had to tell him. As you know, Lucy loved Mary very much. When she was a young child, she asked Mary to be her mother, since her own mom had died when she was 11 months old. When she began teaching, she became ill for a year. She prayed every day to Mary, and one day Mary smiled at her. From that moment on, she knew what she had to do and never stopped until she died. In her talks, she would speak of Mary very often. The infant Jesus and the crucified Christ were special to her also. Lucy would say as she carried this crucifix, "If Jesus did this for you, what are you going to do for him?" Ask yourself the same question. What are you going to do for him? Lucy loved to help people. Hospitals were terrible places. Lucy and the young girls went on Sunday to bring soup and bread and anything the patients needed. A boy was outside this church in Grotte di Castro, starving and had rags for clothes. She took care of him, placed him in an orphanage, and whenever she was in town, she went to see her little boy and brought a gift for him. A mother went to Lucy because the doctor was going to cut off her daughter's arm. She went and prayed to Cardinal Barbarigo, and the young woman was cured. Sometimes, when Lucy had to travel far, Cardinal Barbarigo would lend her his carriage. Lucy and her companion were visiting a school when the horses were spooked and they were about to go over the side of the bridge. Lucy prayed and they were saved. Lucy was a woman of courage. One of her most courageous moments was when she had to defend what she was preaching in front of the church officials in Rome. They were so surprised with her answers because she had defended her teachings so well. For about 5 years, Lucy suffered with cancer. She was so courageous. A week before she died, she told the sisters she would die on the Feast of the Annunciation. And on March 25th, 1732, as a song to Mary was being sung, she died. Lucy is buried in the crypt of the Cathedral of St. Margaret in Montefiascone. If you travel there, you can still see her body, which is over 300 years old. These are some of her writings and a relic of her bone that are in Montefiascone and Tarquinia. This picture is the oldest of St. Lucy. If you walk in the center of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, you will see this statue of St. Lucy, who became a saint on June 22nd, 1930. St. Lucy, we love you. Take care of us, your children.